The public had hoped to learn the results of several health studies on PFOA and a draft recommendation for a safety level for the contaminant during the Drinking Water Quality Institute meeting today. But the chairman of the panel says the agenda was changed and that the information would only be shared amongst members in executive session. In response to questions, Keith Cooper promised the reports and recommendation will be released.
I'm not going to put people on the spot, but there are a couple reports which are not complete. Okay, even so I have to wait and see those in final form, and then we basically, if the committee all agree, then they will be posted for public comment at that point in time.
So what date do you project that to be?
That's what I said. That's what I said. I said I envision it sometime in early August to be.
Isn't it required that there be open public session unless there's some reason justified for a closed session?
DAG?
Yeah.
Here we go.
No, they're explain it just so we understand. So your question is whether there's a requirement for this meeting to be held in open session.
And what is the reason? It's legal reason it's being held in closed session.
I don't think that question is necessarily appropriate for the scope of this meeting. As far as whether meetings are required to be held in open or closed session under the Open Public Meetings Act, I think that's something that's best discussed between council and the members of the committee. In closed session, I don't think we would agree that would be appropriate for executive session.
PFOA and other perfluorinated compounds called PFCs have been found in drinking water supplies in a growing number of communities in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. The chemical has been linked to certain types of cancers and other illnesses. Cooper acknowledged the threat during an overview presentation.
Because it's not just, okay, I've got this out in the field. I'm walking around with it. So my tissues are being exposed. Now there could be arguments about whether the toxic effect or the receptors may be slightly different. But when you start getting the same type of responses across large phylogenetic groups, then you better start looking at that compound.
There will be a 30-day comment period after the reports are released to the public. The DWQI didn't meet for almost 4 years until 2014. Environmentalists criticized the Christie administration for the delay and sought assurances that the panel would meet to take up a recommendation.
It's not going to be next August. It's not going to be December. It'll probably be somewhere in the fall. Okay, that's all until I get the comments back and until we look at all the things. There are many, how would I say it, procedural steps which have been put in place, which we're trying to do as quickly as possible.
The federal EPA recently issued a health advisory for PFCs, but environmentalists say the standard is not stringent enough to protect public health and are calling for New Jersey to enact a tougher maximum contaminant level for drinking water.
We have been waiting for years
for
an MCL on PFOA, and people are drinking water that's contaminated at dangerous levels. 88 different facilities in New Jersey were known, according to the DEP's latest occurrence study, to be contaminated with PFCs, and that's a greater percent than any other state in the region. As a matter of fact, it's probably the highest population of any state in the region.